forex price action DBR. About the forex price action, you are the top down analysis, and then maybe breaking top down analysis amount. What must say? Top down analysis are going to say who view market from a higher perspective to a lower perspective. You share market from time frames and are different time frames. Until you look at it from a higher time frame to a lower time frame. Example, what is a time frame, and I say what is the meaning of even time frame? I can say time frame as a trend saying time frame. Me the 1 hour time frame be example. You can say 1 hour time frame. The person and said the market and now price data within a particular time. Into with a 1 hour, it means you share market in a particular time frame, which is the 1 hour. Into about 6 o'clock. From 6 o'clock to 6:59, the price be than in a home across rubber femina within 1 hour. A single candle and it be containing that particular data. It is a over 1 hour chart now, say 1 hour candle back one trick as a training and say within that 1 hour candle market price a buy or say bullish candle. Say a bearish candle, so they just say within 1 hour time frame a bearish candle and as a sellers by market no more within that 1 hour. You can 4 hour time frame so example from 6, 7, 8, 9, 4 hours. Within these 4 hours, the market here you be a set price cost or set price bar film. Nini nano ebe continue on the 4 hour chart. Nti se sanity so there then. How are we important? Quite be so na we very necessary see trade. Clearly, you trade just the higher time frame candles. You trade lower time frame candles. Make sure I say, but don't get confused. So I won't say price action. I say, don't start writing anything under the comment section. If you video you see and then you will understand the perspective they made sure. Now, higher time frame, that is where we build the evidence for a trade idea. Into semi support level. Now me market support. 5 minutes chart. Now me market support 4 hour charter. Support be very strong when you market 4 hour chart. We know then the answer ideas built from a higher time frame on the forex chart works better than the ideas you gather on the lower time frame. You're very stronger than the lower time frames. Intimidate support be example. Now, Uba be trade evidence any setup ni BB and you gather on the higher time frame. For example, let's say I want to buy, and with my strategy, there are confluences I look out for. Make a confluence and yama ben say bakumi numi and san trade the same idea. Inti se me pese me buy or say me hu yama ben se me and sabi ani ni na be pointed towards particular direction. Say market ba be buy and our price ba be increase akoso. Say me say price be increase akoso na me buy ya me making faso intino. Then I make sure one ebi a measure say zone na marketing do a correct zone and example me share price or support level. A support level a be a marketing drooping I rejected price say en pese price be the pia na be coffee more. Inti se sa zone and sa base a hoodie price there is a higher chance in the future price by the city at that zone. There's a higher chance of price be bouncing, but that is not the strategy. The strategy comes in when I put these 4 things together. Example, that zone I make I have to find a very strong zone. With those that I teach in my private class, we have something we call significant levels. But because of some significant levels, may the support and resistance in the base example. Support and resistance, and as a support, you have say that is the side of the market reacts very strong. So what must say? Into 1, you should support. It will be a person and buy. 2, if you should a trend line, maybe we should find the market going uptrend and then price sitting on a trend line at the same time as sitting on a support. Nyama minu na makano. 3, time of the day and at night I may be trading. You should fix the currency na be trading. Nyama mi ansani. So what must say? Example, landing open first 3 hours of landing session. That is where the volume increases on the pound pairs and I say European currencies. Just na medium or you can work on that. Say na minim say okay. 3 hours and as a marketing beer and a volume by market, then market volume, it is having a high chance say a best buy because we are in an uptrend, which is proven by the trend line. 2, there's a support level we are having. 3, we need a time. So time, your time I in the bar market because of so I'm using just London session and as a New York session for example. Nti me hu nyama miensa we me hu nyama miensa say price e higher chance e be bounce, maybe more candlestick be on the higher time frame me hwehwe me de ka ho na aye 4 obi wo indicator or the indicator ne ka ho aye nyama 5. So we nya nyama 5 e say market be reverse so ha me bobon mambo chart pattern din mambo chart pattern bi it is a double tops, double bottom, head and shoulders, cup and handle, rising wedge, falling wedge. Membobo we need a price action and as a chart patterns be I define some of the evidence. But let me tell you one thing. Chart patterns are the confluence to a trade setup. Chart patterns are the confluence to a trade setup. So on the lower time frame, we are looking for chart patterns. And yet time frame and that lower time frame near day analysis. Can whom's analysis you building that story on maybe 4 hour chart and I say 1 hour chart. Into 5 minutes time frame, you scale it down one. You fancy price about the city on this zone. In your course, and we want to buy. The issue say we will find early signs, some market air reverse. So send the bit makachi. First entry in 10. Second, good stop loss, and this is done on the lower time frame. First, we find a better entry. 2, we find a better stop loss because on a higher time frame, we trade it, and then you are using that time frame now the analysis now. Or stop loss be kese, or stop loss kese, so our risk to reward be ketwa. And he TT pintem. But uko lower time frame you can find early entry. What am I saying? Unya early entry at that same time, we benya then stop loss ketwa. In this time, no, sometimes no 1 hour candle and 4 hour candle now abesity zone reacting to that zone. Or now be lower time frame no. Now ma be double bottom, invert head and shoulders. You see, who these patterns now clearly seen on the lower time frame, but that is not the reason why we are buying the trade and as we are buying that pair and that particular asset at that time. We are buying because we've seen something on the high time frame and now we are about to buy. Me comment at me show some short example be. And then with this knowledge, you can know what you will do whenever you are trading. So time frame maybe most if you 1 hour daily time frame, 4 hour, 1 hour. You don't need all this time frame. You hear one single time frame or the higher time frame. Build the story over there, and then the lower time frame you find a better entry and then a better stop loss. So let me go and find the example on our chart. We have more price action videos I may ediaba saying the better amounts for understanding about price action. We are new to trading. And then we trading. You can join my free beginners class to start afresh. It is on Telegram and I say our Telegram. So bomb a link now when we buy it now. You can DM me on WhatsApp. My number is on my bio. Chat me on WhatsApp and then I'll send a link to you. Then you can watch. We advanced trader now pay master class are joining. That one doesn't come for free. It is a full mentorship that you can register. Now we need access to it. CADJPY currency pay, and the higher time frame I be use a 4 hour time frame, and then the entry time frame I be use a 5 minutes time frame. So technically speaking, this is going to be the practical aspect of the multi time frame analysis. I'm gonna say using multiple time frame as a trader to get better trades opportunities and also find better entries. Until first of all, say be a chart to and then you're about to trade. And some people go as far like this to analyze the market, but me fan of going too far. Since I'm a day trader, no, I just want the most recent data, and I say market data a buy and share, meaning say price action and entry too much, no. And none of the analysis into me be me charter. Funny say this market has not yet been printed. All right. Yeah, as you say, now price in your buy. So price is here. Me ba me chart na me be analyzing my market. I would like to mark my support level. I would like to mark my my support level. It's my support level and marking this is a support. It's my marking, and then I'll extend it to the future. First, you assume say anything a war box we has not yet play out. You say price in buy. The price action you who hand say is a one. You be who say price has given us first touch here on the support, second touch here on the support. Price almost touch here on the third, but it didn't get closer for whatever reason. And as I could be a buyer price into man touch one. But now no the bit me I can say there was a time our price a folly do her. But na obi am pese obeton because price was cheap. So my buyers e buy market ni nya honden so nkotimi pushi market no echo up. The san so buy ye biem ni price timi fall e eba bedru ha. Adekode a ema obi am pese obesele wo this zone and ebeto aso asele no eba so ema mo sa buy market no market no price echo so. The see ye biem ni say price aba aye de ebe ye bia nti amfa say sorry anopa what you say buy chart no. This is 5 a.m. Ahomachi. Yeah, sorry, and nearby. This is price. Price is almost getting to our zone. The ebe yebeka so fine. Ade a yehwehwe say yebenya strong level and as a strong zone, which is our first confluence. 2 on the higher time frame we yepe support level at price beba city. 2 yepe say price and approach ye zone. What must say 3 ebia yepe say yenya correct timing. Inti me explaining first say landing session biano there is going to be a good volume into the market. So the market is going upward. In a market open, price is going to produce, and as there's going to be much volume in the market, it push faster towards the direction what's here on kono. In terms of say, well, yake kanye niyama boom, and price has approached. Price it me about abe approach this support level. I make sure we. So I had say you better consider this as the fourth touch and as a third touch at price about attach to that support. So what must say into the ebeni price be attach a supporter. You better start seeing evidence say price here then reject wa. What I say, didn't see a yempesi ebe buy and I be trade you on the analysis time frame new. You fancy any evidence. The evidence is built on the higher time frame. The evidence is where you be get a setup lined up. In TBA will say you will moving average, you will whatever your friends indicator will aba. You a level a price I hit a level. What must the time I ever say price in hit a level now city, which is 9 a.m. in the morning. GMT time, which is the landing session, correct time to trade the say most of the currency pairs and what massive volume back into the market. Into price best city handum say no. The ebe anything, the ebe see ebe buy ewa, but we can't just buy. Yebeka say ebe buy a stop loss back here, and then buying here no will mean say at the meantime our price wa can who say na a bearish candle. What you say? Price wahanum say na a red candle and I say bearish candle a eso. What must say? Until says up candle no close the way are close na say na net here. You can't just start buying abra this very heavy candle look like this and now it means that say oh buy abra candle na see no. What I say? It is all person buy of 4 hour time frame. The best way is say obetwen ama candle na melt ya mana ba be dru bibi dru no. It may be a close see no. A close candle no. That is the time now because now me who hammer. What I say? This is a hammer candle which shows say there is a weak rejection at this zone. What I say? Into a close see, if you want to buy at the open say you buy when the next candle opens. Your stop loss is going to be below structure, and our stop loss below structure we are say, which is going to give you about 31 pips or hanum say 31 pips you can stop loss so. In the say be 2 risk to the world cry na the 2 risk to the world any nka 2 days ni nki hit a target price that so ye then saturate and I say price that so consolidate and I say ijina faako. Intino, this is one disadvantage. Because on the 4 hour time frame, no open stop loss level, open entry level, our stop loss back can see too much. Into make our video and say you best scaling to the lower time frame and near pe faster signs and I say early signs a trace market be shift your direction. You know. Early signs a bet say this area is what is responding to price action and then price is about to bounce. And no san nyama e betimi hu no e bi ne de me kan say e bi hu patterns and the pattern is not adding confluence. So what must say? It is just telling you said this area is responding. Inti candle maybe a 100 started rejecting on the very lower time frame. The betimi hu e bibi say double bottom. What must say? Engulfing candles, weak rejection candles, hammer candle. A lot of patterns were down. Hanum say. Into yanko 5 minutes chart yanko shade, and then you understand why I make sure say patterns ni are the confluence on the higher time frame, but for entry and a stop loss level and the be here that pattern, you know, yen shade. Say ye per se yen county every pattern there, and yenka we will not be able to buy here. What must say? Because at the same time now who double tops no. You'll be the same time who double bottom baby no, you can also be seeing a double tops. So what must say? It's because of say evidence we team say we are buying here no. We are only focused on evidence say we evidence say market and as a science say price be shift akosoro. And the signs are eating who and here we can see inverted head and shoulders. Because inverted head and shoulders you should know say head and shoulders pattern ya DBTC. What must say? This is head and shoulders, and yeah, I think I maybe try how I buy your trading head and shoulders, but I just want you to have a clue. Head and shoulders, into me, because inverted head and shoulders are a way I done no. What must say? Head and shoulders are head and ya done no. See a be look like. So this is head and shoulders. What I say? Into you be head and shoulders. It was our zone also, which is inverted. This particular one, you hifa in ye. If say no now be who first a 1, 2, 3. So what must say? And this is inverted soldiers. The moment they break it, hanum say no, and then you can select to buy the moment this candle shifted. So I do any friend momentum shift, and I say momentum air shifted to your direction, and I say increase volume air mouse sign say market is responding. A break it this zone. What are you doing? Obe buy from this zone. You buy here. Your stop loss is going to be where below this structure low. And how many stop loss pips ni nya 10. 4 hour ni nya 31 pips inti. Yebeko for 2 risk to reward krana. This is our 2 risk to reward ratio. And this is the trade we had. This is where we had. Yebenya TP ewa ha baby. Fine. Fine say o buy no double bottom wa ha. Meka double bottom I say W, benye always never perfect. This is a double bottom. Okay. Sorry. This is a double bottom. We should be my double bottom. Double bottom no should be my side BBC. We need a double bottom. So in this case, no double bottom I who want see in pa. Obi mo beka say we be a liquidity and whatever mobile friend what I say. My name SMC4 no had they have better explanation to something like this. Some of them call it liquidity grab and ACBB, though that is not my strategy, but I've seen similar things like that. So Seban is there, meaning say you will be buying right from here. If the person who double bottom no ebe buy that person will buy the moment that who say market has shifted to this direction, then that person can start buying from here. The stop loss eba ewa hand see. And then obeko for 3 risk to reward. This is a 3 risk to reward ratio. Or no swing TP early. Onya how many pips? 8 pips stop loss. So make us say nyama mienu and yebe hwehwe ewo lower time frame. Early signs and better entry and then stop loss. Better stop loss or smaller stop loss to be able to take advantage of a better risk to reward. So this is a pure example of the American yeno. Into who we are, this is the meaning. The na me patch. You wouldn't have to come to the 5 minute chart and come and say, ade a me pese me buy no, and I me who evidence wo 4 hour time frame a me pese me buy no, be 5 minutes no. This is lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So why would you be buying? You will confuse yourself. So on the lower time frame, that is not a one build this story. You are just finding entry. You are simply finding entries on the lower time frame. This is simple as it can be. What must I say? Memo BM far like a lot of things to complicate trading strategy to you. This is something you can work on, build a plan, because if you don't have a plan for this, you just complicate everything. Shadi bi wa how? Shadi bi wa no say. Candle we close bullish no. In nka all be use for our trade no. Once by the time a candle we close now upon what hit you TP. So what I say? What hit you TP wa buy senka will be a all train say candle we close or 4 1 or be buy wa. Ni stop loss ba beda 31 pips wa ha. Inti nka still na anka or train say price be kosoro na akọ hit ni TP, which is I think say it is better to go for this. By the time my price base see no cry no na we pay if you market so da. What I say, if I'm supposed to be trading this, I trade on the 1 hour chart. I use the 1 hour and then the 5 minutes. So what I say, I will just wait for, let me clear this chart. I will just wait for price it do size zone, and then I'll just look for an average candle. I'll scale down to my lower time frame and I'll say me evidence. There are things I make sure this is not just a candle I will use. What must say? Your confluence I make sure based on me trading strategy. And I'm gonna say if you really want to learn those strategies, you can DM me and join the masterclass, and I register for the masterclass, and then you can better understand. Me person video number, so let me find another one example for us on the XAUUSD, which is gold. So what am I say? This is gold. So if gold, we are looking at this, we are looking at the uptrend, right? We are looking at the uptrend. So in an uptrending market, definitely we are going to use a trend line example. A trend line example, right? So if this is our trend line example, the ebe in nani, yebeka say, if price, let's say we are trend line traders, the ebe can say, one, you perceive price into a trend line. Price are bouncing or open. Two, you perceive candlestick confirmation be, and now see you perceive any moving average, and I say per se indicator being a BB. I don't know the confluence you are using, but I'm just using multi-time frame analysis. I'm not building an teaching a strategy here. So whatever evidence you will look for, with our example, we are just looking say price and touch and see. You find currency strength weakness. If you need there for any currency strength and weaknesses are my mouse more understanding. Currency strength weakness. If I'm supposed to be buying gold, I have to make sure say the US dollar is weak. So what must say? If some buy gold at any point in time, I have to make sure say the dollar is weak. If I want to sell gold, I have to make sure say the dollar is strong. I know how to do that. It is another story for another day, which is currency strength for weakness. It is another in-depth understanding of price action. Inti yafan se mahwehwehwehwe ni na inti price ba be duru hanum say no. One, about betachi me trend line. Before say betachi me trend line, this trend line was built because price attached as trend line ni pen. What I say? If we look at the past, price touch here 1, 2, and this is the third time price really touching this particular trend line. So eba ne sana ebe den yen twen ema candle we close ewo 1 hour 4 hour time frame. We are still on the 4 hour chart. So yen twen ma sa price ni include ye pese price we include ni mba ya na yenya evidence and yenya entry confirmation of 4 hour chart there. Then after second we close here, and that is not the best time because this candle na touch na close here and week na was sure no eso sen body na wo fem no, and that explain the meaning of candle strength. You candle be see this is a low volume candle for a bullish candle to close like that. Why? Because buyers were able to buy. Buyers it me buy drew her, and then sellers took back the market. In Tebanisana, we wouldn't have a strong reason to buy from here. In Tibetan for this heavy candle, which tells us say this a high volume candle, something like this or this or this, which tells us say a high volume candle. Say a high volume candle there, and the may be buy a free hand say. After candle we close here, and buy waha, and the stop loss are to structure low, which is this is the structure low, and then when we go for a risk to reward, we will go for 1:2 risk to reward. Our stop loss is saying it be 2,000 points on gold, 2,000 points, 2,300 points on gold, what the back pips are a 230 pips on gold. If you are converting the points to pips, that is going to be the calculation. So yen pesi ebenya stop loss kakraka ninti no, the moment our price touch a zone hanum say no, the reason and the next thing yebe say you basically down to a more lower time frame, simply 5 minutes charts. 5 minutes or 15 minutes chart, and there you are going to find beautiful patterns that will add up to the story. Better entry and as a faster entry, and then smaller stop losses. So this is so beautiful. Over 5 minute chart now, then you double bottom, very beautiful bottom. So you see here 1 2, the moment that you a massive candle shifted in our direction. Our candle, we shifted your direction. Unim dentia, ye be look at this as a double bottom no. I be my yenya vem no, because you are building a story or higher time frame dada. Into candle we close big like this now, then we can do what? We can buy here near the stop loss at to candle we are see, which is going to give us 757 points in gold. This is 75 pips. Into how I stop loss na dane ketwa. Instead of 230 pips in a fee, 75 pips, and then we'll go for 1:2 risk to reward, and then we would have smashed our TP long time. Saying Kayeba bebe with this story of lower time frame, we will be confused because here ye be who say market name a downtrend on the lower time frame. Inti yemba lower time frame member are the confluence bia yeba be only entry, and then this is the best entry you can find, and this is going to be the best story you can tell when you are trading. If you are looking at the chart like this, nebema or piece, whenever you are trading, a simple strategy is a best strategy, and that is the kind of strategy I'll be to be trading for a very longer time. So multi-time frame analysis and as a top-down analysis, and this is how we go about it. Find one single time frame and analyze the market, find out setup. Put 3-4 evidence, solid evidence that tell you say this is the evidence I may buy. Now you have a belief system at the back of your mind if you scale down to the lower time frame. And your only work and we dream about comes on the lower time frame, maybe I made me stop loss better, and maybe I made me entry better. No complicated. Don't confuse your strategy, because your strategy is baby. What's the sunny DBR into? If you're able to keep your strategy as simple as it can be, you have a long way to go. So imagine say, how long can you do this every single day if you are not having it simple? So this is a very simple way to apply multi-time frame analysis. Your strategy must simplify and use less time frames, and then just find a better entry, a better stop loss, and then that is how you trade. This is the simplest way I can actually break down. That's why I should video about BC by this time.